Hi, my name's Jan. I'm 57 years old and I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. I'm also a kind of a late bloomer, at least I kind of figured I was, because I was 31 years old when I first went hiking. I was in an outdoor recreation class in college after my 7 years in the Navy. So I was up at the University of Maine. I learned to snowshoe. I also learned to hike. And I fell in love. I fell in love with hiking. I fell in love with being on the trail, being out in nature. And after I graduated from the University of Maine, I started a 24-year career with the Department of Veterans Affairs. I was down in Nashville, Tennessee, and while I was there, I was very fortunate to be about 2.5 hours from the Smoky Mountain National Park. So I did a lot of hiking there. I did hiking in Virginia as well as in North Carolina. And I learned about the Appalachian Trail. And it was about that time, 1988, 1989, that I decided that I wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail. Now, if you're not familiar with the AT, it's 2,181 feet, don't know, miles, and it runs from Springer, Georgia to Mount Katahdin, Maine. It goes over the entire Appalachian Range, a lot of uphill, a lot of downhill. So in '94, I moved to Denver, Colorado, and started hiking in the big mountains. And I also learned to backpack. I was very fortunate to have some friends that backpacked, and they got me going. I started out with a small 1.5-day pack and packed it as full as I could, but I didn't have to carry everything. This pack here weighs about full 45 pounds. The only thing it does not have in it right now that I'll be taking on the AT is my food, and that's between 8 and 10 pounds that I'll be carrying. So it's going to be about a 45-pound pack. Now, while I was here, when I moved to Denver, I learned about the Pacific Coast Trail and the Continental Divide Trail, as well as the Colorado Trail. But the dream of hiking the AT stuck with me. So in 1999, I just knew that I was going to be retiring, and in 10 years, 11 years, and decided that I was just going to do it when I retired. Things changed and I had to wait a few years to do that after retirement. But I decided it's going to happen 2012, mid-March. I will be out on the trail for about 6 months. Now, of course, I'm looking forward to it. It's a lifelong dream, 25 years anyway, which is some people's lifetimes. And during my 24-year career working for the Department of Veterans Affairs, I had the good fortune to spend 14 years as the program director for the Fisher House. Now, if you're not familiar with Fisher House, it's like a Ronald McDonald House, but it's for active duty military and veteran families who come to Denver for health care, and they need a place to stay. Now, Fisher Houses are all across the country, as well as in Germany and in Florida, Hawaii, and but I'm here in Denver. I was here in Denver for 14 years. I met over 10,000 veteran families during my tenure, assisting them at the Fisher House or with aid from the Denver Fisher House Foundation, getting discount vouchers for hotels for them during their stay. Now, these families came to the Denver Fisher House, which was previously run by the U.S. Army out at Fitzsimmons. And when the Fitzsimmons military hospital closed, the VA took over the Fisher House. It was originally built in 1993, and in 1996 VA took over, and I was fortunate enough to be here and took that position as the first VA program director and spent 14 years there. And I have to say it was the most rewarding part of my VA career, helping my fellow veterans and their families during a time which can be very, very stressful. So Fisher House served as a real caring port in the storm of their lives. The Denver Fisher House Foundation and the National Fisher House Foundation will be sharing in the cost to construct a new 20-room replacement Fisher House. The current Fisher House has 9 guest rooms and is always full. So what does the Fisher House and my love for a 2,181-mile hiking trail have in common? Well, there are 2 things that I'm passionate about. Fisher House, because it provides for our military families, and the Appalachian Trail, because it provides for my personal soul healing. And it's a place where I can be in nature, which is a place that I enjoy being. So why am I talking to you about Fisher House and the AT? Well, I am going to hike the Appalachian Trail, and I want to do it for the benefit of my fellow veterans. I'm dedicating this hike to the military families and to my fellow veterans because I want to see where we can help more families have a nice, warm, comfortable place to stay while they're in Denver for their health care. And I need your help because I want to help raise nearly half of the construction costs. And I can't do that without you and your family and your friends and their friends. And my goal is to raise $2,181,000. That is under half of the construction costs for a new 20-room house. If you know a veteran, or you are a veteran, or you know a wounded warrior, or you would like to just honor the unknown, thousands of unknown veterans and active duty military personnel, this Veterans Day, I would ask that you make a donation to help me build a new Fisher House. I'm asking for a donation of any size. It is Veterans Day on Friday, which is 11/11/11, which I think is kind of a cool thing. And anyway, I'm going to ask you to make a donation of $11.11 or $111.11, or of course anything of your choosing, any size donation of your choosing. Please go to my website, tchtravel.com. It isn't a business website, but you can find me there. I'm also on Facebook at AT-JANN 2012, and that's AT-JANN 2012. And while you're there, you can also subscribe to my blog to keep track of my preparation as I get ready to hike the Appalachian Trail, as well as my progress on the trail. You can also follow me on Twitter, and that information is on my website at tchtravel.com. Won't you please help me and our military family? And to all my fellow veterans, happy Veterans Day. And to all of the men and women serving in our U.S. military, thank you for your service to our country, and have a good day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Oh, I got to tell you, I'm going to go hiking right now because I'm ready, and it's a beautiful day in Colorado. Bye-bye.